cadets. How are you today? You're great? I know, I look a little bit different, don't I? I look like a cartoon character, don't I? I know it's different. I know you're not used to it, but actually, I like this look, and I'm very confident in this look. I know you're not used to it, and that's okay, but I'm getting used to it, and I like it. In the story today that we're gonna read this story called A Bad Case of Stripes, and it's actually a story that I really enjoy reading because it's about a little girl named Camilla Cream. And in the story, she was struggling with identity issues, and as a result, she began to become a people pleaser. She started doing things that her friends liked. She didn't even like doing them, but she would do them just because she wanted everybody around her to be happy. And as a result of that, her body started to react to it. Have you guys ever been people pleasers? Have you guys ever succumbed to peer pressure? You have? I have too. Have you guys ever really liked the way you look, but because other people didn't like the way you look, you kind of felt bad about it? I did too. And so that's why I decided to look like this, like a cartoon, because I think it's interesting and I think it's different. And I think after reading the story and hearing the story, I think you'll get the point. I hope you enjoy it. Hello, cadets. I hope you enjoyed the story today, A Bad Case of Stripes. In this story, we learned about a little girl named Camilla Cream who had identity issues. She was struggling with who she was and her self-confidence, her self-concept, and her self-esteem. She had identity issues in that she really went out of her way to try to please her friends and not let her friends know the things that she liked and the things that she didn't like. And as a result of that, her body began to react to those stressors. So today's word activity that we're going to work on this week is writing words of affirmation. That means writing words, positive words about yourself and writing positive words about someone else. We all have things that we can work on. We all have things that we may not like about ourselves, but there are so many wonderful things that we each have to offer, not only to our friends and family, but to the world. So let's go. I told you about the activity that we were going to do today, the word activity, the words of affirmation. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started with that, and it's really easy. Remember, I told you, you needed a pencil or a pen, something to write with, and you needed a piece of paper. So it's really, really simple. The only thing that I would like for you to do this week, because we read Camilla Cream and A Bad Case of Stripes, and remember how in the story she was really worried about what other people thought of her and how other people's words and what she thought, she began to feel in her body started to react to that. That's a very real thing, and it's called stress. So what I want you guys to do, which I think is an excellent stress reliever, is to think about positive things about yourself. And I want you to write them down. And I also want you to think about 5 positive things about someone else, and I want you to write those down as well. So what we're going to do first is we're going to write our own I am statements, and I'm going to start about things that I like about myself. So I am going to write, I am smart. Do you think you're smart? Because I think that I'm smart. I think you're smart too. I'm also going to write, I am beautiful. And it's okay if you don't get the spelling right. That'll come later. I just want to get you to write and to think positive. I'm also going to write, I am gifted. Do you know what it means to be gifted? It means that you're really, really good at something and it comes natural. I'm a gifted singer. I sing really well. And it's just something that I've always been able to do. It's just what I call a God-given talent or something that God gave me. I never took singing lesson. I could just really sing. I'm also going to write, I am kind. I think that's important. Kindness is very important, especially in today's time. I am kind. What kind of words of affirmation do you think you can write for yourself? Do you think any of these words and these sentences apply to you? Oh, hi. So now we're on to part 2 of the activity. Now that you have written your own words of affirmation, things that you feel about yourself, positive things, now it's time to pay it forward. And I would like for you to write words of affirmation to a friend or a sister or brother or even your parents or a family member. And what I would like for you to do is write it in a letter. Really simple, only 2 sentences. You know, doesn't have to be real long. So you're gonna say, dear, I'm gonna write this to Caleb. I'm gonna say, dear Caleb. And after you write the word Caleb, their name, you put a comma there. And then I'm gonna say, I think, and you sound your words out, I think that, and what do we think about Caleb? I think that you are, remember I said 5 things. I think that you are kind. What else do I think about Caleb? I think that he is generous. That means he's a very giving person. That's 2. What else do I think about Caleb? I think that Caleb is very intelligent. That's another word for saying smart. I think that he's very intelligent. And remember to put your comma after each adjective. That's what we're writing, adjectives, words that describe. So, dear Caleb, I think that you are kind, generous, intelligent. I think that he's gifted. He plays the drums really well. Gifted. And what else do I think about Caleb? I think he's very handsome. And then you can close it with something really nice and say, thank you for being you. Thank you for being you. We can have a smiley face. So this is a fun activity. I really think you'll get a lot of it out of it. But most importantly, I think the person on the receiving end, I think the person that you're going to write this letter to is going to get so much out of this. And I think that you should try it. Till next time.